Trade deadline today. Major League Baseball trade deadline. The A's with that big deal. Mason Miller, gone. J.P. Sears, gone. Traded to the San Diego Padres for pretty good haul, as you probably heard by now. Leo De Vries, who was one of the top prospects in all of baseball. Also, 3 pretty good prospects. The Padres' number 3 prospect, Braden Nett. Also, Henry Baez, our 13th prospect. A guy named Eduardo Nunez, number 17. So the A's, who we just talked about this yesterday, boy, that system, that organization, they need arms. They got 3 arms in. Yeah. And maybe none of those guys is ever as good as Mason Miller, but and JP Sears kind of a throw in, I think.
Yeah. He's a starter for the Padres who need pitching, right?
Maybe. Yeah. He's kind of a fringy stuff, Jay. I'll put it that way. I like him.
Is he a thumber? Do you dare call him a thumber?
He's pretty close to a thumber.
Dang.
Yeah. He throws a lot of strikes, though, and he's gutsy.
Does. Yeah, he does.
But you get this prospect. So this is a guy in Leo De Vries. You look at the A's core right now, and he's only 18, so it's going to be a while. But if he hits, and he's a really highly regarded prospect. I mean, the A's, whether it's the end of their run here or in Vegas, man, they're going to have a lot of talented players.
Yeah, they definitely will. You know what I do find interesting, and of course, he's only 18 years old, Louis De Vries. He's a shortstop. Well, you look over at the A's, and they may have the AL Rookie of the Year at shortstop with Jacob Wilson. No doubt, someone probably can move. But isn't that interesting? I think they just went for best talent. Like it wasn't, we always talk about in the draft, you don't draft for position, you draft for talent.
Right.
And if you can get Louis De Vries, by all accounts, this dude is a can't miss prospect as much as you can be in baseball. And they expect for him to be early 20s, be in the big leagues. But where does he play if you got Jacob Wilson?
Well, 2 things. You look at the teams, that they made the trade with. San Diego right now. Jackson Merrill, their center fielder, was a shortstop.
Yep.
Their right fielder, Fernando Tatis, was a shortstop.
Yep.
Their third baseman,
Manny Machado,
was a shorstop. So, shortstops are typically good athletes. The other thing is De Vries, my understanding is this year, he's really holding his own at high A as an 18-year-old, with the bat, which is really impressive. His numbers are pretty solid playing against guys much older. But he struggled a little bit with the leather, Jay, this year. And so now some scouts are not sure he can be a major league shortstop. So maybe he can, but
move him over.
Maybe. Yeah.
Is he a middle infielder? Might be a third baseman.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably got the arm for it, right? Playing short, you can play third.
Yeah.
So that could be part of it, but again, it's too early to know with him. And
sure. It's 18.
Playing major league shortstop is something not everybody can do. It's hard.
Best of the best.
Yeah.
Well, it should be the best of it. There's a lot of shortstops who played shortstop who probably should have been switched, but who knows why? As he progresses throughout the organization and the minor leagues and the rankings, they'll figure out where to put him. And if his leather isn't, up to par, said you might move him over to third base. I'm always a believer, if you can't play short, you probably can't play second because it's the intricacies of what's going on. You probably have to play the corner. He's really not a big guy necessarily. You don't have to be a big guy to play first base, but be interesting. That'd probably be looking in that grass. Yeah. Go ahead and play out in the grass somewhere.
See, I've thought, Jay, and I didn't play as much baseball as you, but I've thought since they changed the rules now where you can't break up a double play at second, I've thought second base is a lot easier than it used to be. That used to be part of playing second is you had to stand in there, as I'm sure you did it many times. And, someone's coming in to take your head off.
Sure.
And you got to turn, make the pivot there. Now you don't even have to do that.
Yeah, but you still gotta have a little twinkle toes though. Gotta be, gotta be light on your feet in the middle of the infield. And I always go to Derek Jeter, Hall of Famer, obviously one of the best to do it. Defensively, though, he had he was hamstrung in many ways.
He didn't have much range.
And that was the key is, his percentage is pretty good because he didn't get to a lot of balls. And so of course, it's about making the routine play. If you make that more or less, I don't need you to be spectacular that much, especially if you could hit like Derek Jeter. I really think to play middle infield, you need to be highly athletic. Not only do you need to have a good arm, but highly athletic, but I also believe you need to be the type of person that is a leader as well. You got to be vocal. You got to be able to talk to your pitcher, shoot over to, your outfielder. There's so many different things and intricacies that takes to play middle infield that I think, they call it a battery for a reason now.
Mm-hmm.
Center, middle infield, and your catcher, you got to have a good battery, right? So I just really think if you can't play short, you probably can't play second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So scouts are very, 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 very high on him. I think the scout, Keith Law from ESPN now, he is not as high on De Vries.
Keith Law's with Athletic nowadays.
Okay,
right?
thank you.
He's a minor league guy now. Like he's the huge name for the minor league scouting.
He's not as high on De Vries as anybody else, but he has him ranked 13th in all of baseball. That's the guy who says, I don't think as much as other guys. He has him 13th in all of baseball. So
at 18, that's pretty good though.
Yeah, that's pretty good. As far as the A's go, this is interesting from Kyle the Mediocre on Twitter. He says the Athletics, I'm just talking about the A's and their efforts to reach out to Sacramento here. The Athletics yesterday visited Shriners Hospital in Sacramento. This comes as they've been increasing their presence in the region lately with more community engagement. A's lately have been trying to get more support in the Sacramento region lately. More events are being planned. So that's interesting. And then Monday, guess who was at the A's game? A's owner John Fisher showed up. Yeah, and he did a little interview with the Nevada Independent. Some of the things he said. Watching these games, talking about here in Sacramento, watching these games gives us a lot of excitement as we move forward in Las Vegas. He talked about the crowd. The costs have gone up as more detail comes in. That's fine, he said. Talked about the stadium. From the very beginning, we wanted a design that was unique. Vegas is one of the most unique towns in the world. We wanted a building that would symbolize the excitement and uniqueness that is the market. During the quick interview, Fisher did not say how the cost increase would be funded. My goal here is to
find... Was he asked?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
My goal here is to find not just partners, but the right partners. We need to make sure that we have partners who not only love the game of baseball, but love being a part of the Las Vegas Athletics and this stadium. I get it. They're going to Vegas, and I know he's focused on that. And there's a lot of questions. And so he has to assure people that, this is going to happen. But can he at least acknowledge that they're here in Sacramento now and for a few years and just try to extend some kind of olive branch to the community? Thank you for giving us a temporary home. Something, Jay, can he show a little appreciation for Sacramento?
Yeah, of course. Probably not going to happen, though. But yes, of course. The easy thing to do, probably the smart business move, would have been to accept Sacramento with open arms and deliver yourself to Sacramento, and hopefully they would welcome you with open arms. But they haven't done that, and so the foot is in the sand, the line is in the sand, and I don't know where the A's are going to go. You have great baseball fans like yourself who just want to go out and watch some ball. Then you have guys who are like, no way, can't do it, will never spend $1, have no clue. And then you got people like me who's probably in between. So I just think
I would check off 1 and 2, by the way, for me on those.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, you're on both sides of the spectrum.
I watch him and I want to go out there. No, I can't do it. And you should do it.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, people go out, they text us, they have a great time.
Absolutely.
You do you.
People have enjoyed the experience.
Yes, they have.
Have they not?
Yeah, yes, they have. John Fisher said, we have an exciting young team. We're building for Las Vegas. I don't know. They're not there yet. Why can't they just, it's kind of Zen. When you're practicing Zen, you're focusing on the here and now, where you are right now. And I know this is business and they're trying to build a stadium, but can't they just show a little appreciation for what Sacramento's doing for them?
Wouldn't it be the easy way to go about it?
Sacramento.
Smart business move, wouldn't it be?
Yes.
Yeah. No, Whitey, we can't, unfortunately, we can't get John Fisher to put those remarks on paper or orally speak that out. So I'm not exactly sure where the A's, and I don't think anybody knows.
Yeah.
On the outside looking in, where the A's sit when it comes to Sacramento. They've teetered the line all this whole time, the whole experience of the announcement last year, at the ballpark to where we sit currently, July 31st, 2025. They've teetered the line for a while. So.
Yeah. If they are going to be in Vegas, I think the plan is to open the stadium April of 28.
Allegedly.
They just don't seem like they're in a hurry to start. And I guess maybe it's a matter of the funding, but you want to get going on that, don't you? I guess they're just
I would think so. Well, remember at one point in time we heard 27 and it was like, oh, no, I'll be 28.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? We talk about the rental of the tractors and the dirt mounds that were behind the glass doors and that small little postage stamp of sign that they had with the groundbreaking ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
I have no clue, Whitey. And to be honest, we could guess all day. And I would venture to say that A's, the people who are making the decisions, have really no clue.
Right. But they have, and I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but they have their talking points. This is what we say. Well, we don't know that. This is what we say.
Sure.
The last thing you want to say is, we don't know where the funding's coming from. Fingers crossed, but we don't know where we're going to be.
We got donations.
Yeah.
You have a donation, it's like Salvation Army during the holidays. You got the fake Santas out there with the red bucket or whatever it is, and the swings. Yeah, it's like, hey, it's donation time right now for the A's.
I will say this, because I know that you and Kyle have both expressed, as have a lot of people, that you get kind of tired of people talking about the attendance. I'll say this about the attendance. I think Sacramento's done a pretty good job, and I know it's bottom of the league, and I know that they haven't come close to selling out, and I know that a lot of season ticket holders who paid up front before the season started are really upset with what they had to pay, given what tickets cost now. I get all that, but I thought when we came back from the break and the A's were on the road, went to Houston, then they came back against Seattle, I thought, man, there's not going to be anybody there. But the numbers, and just by looking at it, because you can't completely trust the numbers necessarily, it's pretty steady. They got that 8 or 9 like every night.
Yeah.
And to those people who are doing that, I applaud them.
Salute you.
I'm not doing that, but good for you. And the A's have had, I think, a really steady level of support here this year in Sacramento.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Even though the team hasn't really tried that hard to earn that support.
There's a bottom line, so to say. There's a bottom line to where it really hasn't dipped below that, maybe once or twice here or there.
Sure.
I remember there was a game early in the season and it was reported, 9,000 or 10K. And you were like, there's no way on God green earth it was 9K there, And so truly, Sacramento as a community, as a city and surrounding areas have, if nothing else, supported the A's on a level of fairness. Like they have really treated the A's fair when it comes to attending the games, when it comes to, how many people are out there on a nightly basis, even Tuesdays, the Mondays, because how many times have we had those conversations early on or in the summer where we were talking about, man, what's going to happen on the Tuesday when they play the likes of a Seattle Mariners team?
Exactly.
9K, I guess.
Yes. That really hit me. I really noticed that. I was like, whoa.
It's interesting. With that being said, going back to what you talked about, if you accept the city as your own, and if you extend extend the olive branch as the Athletics, who knows? Maybe they would be able to pull 12K on a nightly basis.
And maybe they're trying that, Jay, from the 530. We just participated in the Jacob Wilson baseball camp today at ARC. He says, just saw there's a Rooker camp coming too.
Yeah, Whitey, there is and I don't want to give them free promotion, but there is a company that we all know, if I announced them. They are smartly, intelligently, they are bouncing around the country and they're grabbing players in those communities.
So are you saying that might be the player independently and not the team?
Yes, that's not the team. Yeah. That is not a
thank you.
Now, albeit said, no doubt about it, if a player like Jacob Wilson or Brent Rooker is part of it,
it helps.
Common sense will let you know the team is going to get behind it.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact, because they have reached out to me, this company, that they are bouncing around. And you'll see it because what they're doing is, and I'm peeling back a little bit of their secrets, peeling back the curtain a little bit. They are they've put on 1, 2, I think 3 49er camps around there. They had the Christian McCaffrey camp as well. And so what they're doing is they're tying themselves to professional organizations, and they're paying a handsome, amount of money and bringing people out under their banner. But of course, 49ers, if Christian McCaffrey's a part of it, you better believe we're going to send a promotional team and make it look like we kind of, put this together. But it's a huge company that's doing it, and they're doing it very intelligently, the way they're going about it. So shouts out to that person. participating in the Jacob Wilson baseball camp, because no matter what, that's still supporting Jacob Wilson.
Yeah.
And it's getting the young people out there play a little baseball during the summer. Absolutely.
Yeah. This is part of the deal, and it's part of what the city signed up for. But if this team in 3 years, if they're leaving and they're going to Vegas and they're really starting to get good, it's going to be tough, Jay. And they have the potential to do that with all these young players.
Yeah, I guess I'm speaking from an A's fan that, going back saying this is the MO, this is their routine. They'll go into a lull for a few years and then they'll bounce out for 5-6 years and be good. I think there's a greater feeling and emotion to if and when, and I'm knocking on wood, it doesn't happen, but if this team moves to Las Vegas, I don't know necessarily the product on the field is going to be the main thing that you point to. I think it'd be something a little bit bigger at this point, because it's still local. And I say local in the fact that you can still drive to Las Vegas, but how many people really want to drive to Las Vegas for a baseball game on a Tuesday night?
Not many.
Yeah. How many times have you, being Mr. Gleason, went to a midweek game going to the A's or the Giants living in Sacramento? Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So it's still local, regional, that you can attend that. And so I just truly think the product on the field won't be the thing we be talking about down